Well,
Well,
Yeah,
I did it, but are we recording to this computer or to the cloud?
it should be to the computer.
Good, that's right, good.
Yeah.
I had a 50-50 chance of me, both right.
You're
Perfect, thank you.
Oh, he was hiding. Yep. Okay, first on the agenda is a resolution for the site plan on Main Road.
I'll read it from much here.
Doc? We'll have,
Emily.
Emily or Mike.
I had him. Smashed him on the table, and he flew away again.
Okay, B is a neg deck and site plan approval on Keller Nutley Roads.
I'll read that one.
C is a resolution awarding the landscaping.
I'll read that
I
one.
got it.
D is a resolution to surplus property.
I got it.
Then E was a motion for the skyline permit. F was a motion for the lateral restriction on Nice Road, and right after I had sent the agenda out, Julie come in with an approval for lateral restriction on Stage Road, so that'll be G.
That's where my agenda was. Remember I came in earlier and I said I couldn't,
Underneath.
it was mixed in with,
Oh.
because Julie responded to that
In the email, yeah.
in the email.
And
H,
and I are there for a little discussion. First is H is to rescind the one bid that we got on the sign. I is to go out to bid again. I called, Dawn gave me a list of the 4 people that put a bid in on the fire company sign. And I talked to 2 of those people and they had not they had no idea we went out to bid. Whether they didn't look, whatever that thing is that you send it out to.
Construct Connect.
Yeah, but my suggestion is to go out to bid again and we'll send a copy to those, certainly those 4 people that bid. Because the 2 that got back to me, which weren't the one that sent in a bid, so I got a feeling we're gonna get 3 bids, said, we'll be happy to bid it, just let us know. So that's what I would like to do. Comments?
Yeah.
Okay,
nothing ventured, nothing gained.
we'll add HI, alls we're doing is going out to bid, and see what happens.
I
We'll
gave
send a bid.
you all copies of the new bid packet.
Yeah, we'll
I
look
talked to
over
JJ today. And I altered the prior bid packet, not just updating the dates, but specifying in the specification that we wanted a watch fire or equivalent US manufactured or made.
Correct.
We can do that, right, Emily, Mike? We specify we want American made. Yeah.
US government, yes.
I just want to make sure because
That's in number 8.
Well, at
on
least the
the,
military.
request for proposals.
The only other suggestion I was going to make is since there was some discussion about the sign itself versus the quote that we got for the installation, is to possibly split the scope of work to make it clear that somebody could bid one part of it and not the other, or vice versa. In case we get somebody that comes in very reasonable on the sign, but we don't like their installation cost. Or if there's a company that would just do the installation and doesn't necessarily sell a sign.
Isn't
It's
that-
not the way most of them work.
That's how they work.
Yeah, most
But-
of these companies wrap certain types of signs, and they are listed as licensed installers of those signs.
of the manufacturer.
So, yeah,
Yeah, I've been looking at this a lot too, and I believe Dawn said the last time when I questioned the installation part. Talking with Flex Bloom today, I think they kind of said the same thing that, what was the other company?
the
The one that we got the bid from.
Yeah,
Um,
watch fire,
but that's the manufacturer, the company was who they go through,
Garland.
Garland, and they basically told me that. You know, you get a warranty with it if they do the whole thing, but if it's piecemeal together, then they're not gonna be liable for a warranty, so.
That's huge.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's just a way of, the manufacturer wants to make sure these, from what I gather, the manufacturer wants to make sure these signs going right, if they're gonna stand by them and they have their people putting them in.
Makes sense.
So what, anybody want to read H, which is a resolution to rescind the one bid?
H, yeah.
Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be in the EFGH.
Came near the end. Just put it in there after the-
I was in add-on. Then I to go out to rebid. Anybody want to read that? John? So, got the resolutions and the motions taken care of. I don't know of anything else. We can go on to the work session. The planning, we don't need to. I see we're gonna get something. There's a couple of other major projects coming in for major concerns, I guess, in the planning board. They're talking about it right now. Highway. I don't know if Mike gave you a report, Don. I don't have a report.
Did everybody get the email on the list? Or was it email? That was email, wasn't it? Yeah. So I called that company, I think, probably earlier in the week or last week when I was doing the bills. I don't know if we need everything on that list, talking with Chris the mechanic. That's kind of like if we get everything.
I was wondering.
Yeah, because when I seen 6 lifts and 4 jacks and this and that. And it's like, I called the company, well, the shipping. Shipping, and there's another one, the commodity surcharge, which I'm guessing is because of the steel prices. They're covering their butts or something, the only thing I could think of. But I did look into other things too on that, and there's other alternatives in lists too. I think if they really want one, I'd like them to have one up there. But we're gonna have to get, as Joe would put it, wants and needs. What do you really need compared to what you want? Or what we have up there.
Well, he's gonna come in and talk about his budget request next week. Mike is.
Okay.
So we can just add on his budget request items, so we can talk about this. I'd also like to talk about town board meeting. You working for the planning board?
Produce that comments?
Yeah, that would be the planning board, yeah. I think. Might be here.
Might be.
No, sir,
No, we're gonna vote on that, are we?
We're gonna vote. Yeah.
I misspoke.
Say something else, sir?
We're gonna.
We're voting on that tonight.
We're voting on that tonight in our meeting,
That starts at 7.
30.
7:30. 7:30.
It's a
That's
public
okay.
meeting, so
You can
you're
still sit
welcome.
here if you want.
You can sit here and
It's not a
listen
work
to-
session.
I'm the owner of the project.
Oh, okay.
Welcome, owner.
So we'll have him just go through his, if you have something to talk about highway, we'll talk about
So you're
highway.
gonna prize them that we want to
Yep.
talk about that specific.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna ask him, about the culverts, ballpark figures on the 4 that are really needed.
Yeah.
What that's gonna cost versus working on a few of the others. Hopefully you'll have those numbers at the next meeting. Ballpark.
Has Mike talked to you by email about which are the 4 serious ones?
No, it's not
He has
recommended.
the report.
Okay.
He's working off of that.
Okay.
Mhm.
He's talking to me about that and some other things, so.
Well, Mike's supposed to get back to you on what he thought. You asked a question on that.
What I want him to get back to me on is what he thinks it's gonna cost. Not, are these okay? We're gonna go by the report that those are the 4 worst ones because you guys assessed them. Okay, now that we got those 4, it's gonna cost $20,000 to replace 1, 5, you know. You should be able to ballpark it. I mean, it's.
Yeah, and if he can't, we can help him out too. So tell him, don't get lost in it. You know, like if he starts having problems with trying to figure out general costs for it, we've got obviously a lot of experience, so we may similarly be able to help out.
Are any of them culverts, actually culverts, or are they bridges?
None of them are bridges. At least in the ones that we're looking at.
Well, they've done plenty of culverts before.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, but some are, you know, again, when you get on
Pretty much.
McNeely right
McNeely.
here, McNeely, where you've got the,
Don't care.
but yeah, you've got the concrete, the old concrete ones.
Yeah,
That's, it's not just replacing a 3-foot pipe. You're probably looking at a precast box.
precast, yeah. Yes, you rent a crane for that?
A lot of times, whoever's supplying it to you, like Kistner or whatever,
They'll set it in? Okay.
they can help you with that. Sorry.
Oh, no. Yeah, my comments are.
Who else besides Kistner is pretty big in these concrete culvert abutment items? Are there any others?
There are others. The issue is that Kistner, the reason why you would typically use Kistner would just be what you're seeing here, the shipping costs on a very big culvert. Again, you can send it out for a couple of different costs, but it's typically gonna be Kistner.
They're the most local supply. And the others are farther afield.
Okay, water sewer,
Yeah, so we've had some comments back from DJM. They actually did get us what we had asked for in a timely fashion, 2 out of the 3, I would say. So they got us the MWBE reports. We reviewed them. We asked some questions. I've already gotten responses late this afternoon, so we're double checking those. Those are okay, then we could start submitting those to EFC, which would then allow us to finally take some disbursements for that project from the grant.
They completed their, additional bore samples that you discussed?
No, so I was
That's
going
the
through
one
the
I-
2 good ones first.
Oh, okay.
So
That's a bad news.
Sorry, I didn't know to that one. All right.
the second one, they provided us a schedule. It's not the most detailed schedule I've ever seen in the world. But the idea is starting on September 1st, and they gave kind of how many weeks they think certain things would take. So one of the questions that we'll have to discuss at some point in time is, do we want to take that, put it into, this is your date for substantial completion, final completion, and kind of say, hey, this is what we're gonna do, and be done with it, and see if they react. I think that's our next step.
What do you pick, November 15th?
I've got to actually look at the math of what they did was they basically said, we'll be done with this in 3 weeks. And then we need another 2 months for this part of it.
2 months, but that's not November 15th.
but Scott, you're gonna come up with a schedule, and I think we should have one to go by, or otherwise, based on past history.
No, absolutely. What we're
it's gonna
doing,
Take it forever.
so the next step here is once we have, I've asked them, so the third thing is the test pits. I don't want him, he has stated now in the latest email, as they finally heard back from the gas company. The gas company has marked out the locations on Knapp Road. So they're going to do the test pits this weekend. If they do that, I do want to ask him, after that, are you still okay with this schedule? If he says yes, then we put together what would be a change order for the project. And kind of run it through you guys, run it through the attorneys, figure out, again, are we ready to send this to them? Kind of get that out of the books and basically say, this is your date.
Mhm. They're aware that there's water lines on both sides. Okay.
That shows on the plans.
Yeah.
That's why we have the ductile iron pipe, because we know that we have to go in the shoulder.
Mhm. Okay,
You mentioned a change order line that would have to come before this board.
Correct.
We only meet once a week. Is there any way that could be, once a change order comes in and it's okayed by council, that an email could be sent and then we sign off on it, as opposed to, since we've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and what is there that we need to do to add to, is this change order yay good or not good?
I think there's some executive session items
Okay.
that
Yeah.
we can discuss, so I can understand exactly the direction the town board would want to go in, so then I can act accordingly in response to Scott. That's something we can talk about next Monday.
you don't need to talk about it tonight.
That's up to
Probably-
you guys. I guess let's go
No.
through.
I think
some-
if we get.
I don't think we need to talk about it tonight, if they're not gonna do the test pits until the weekend,
Right.
because then Monday
What's the point? Yeah.
kind of.
There's one other item for the change order that I'm not sure we want to wait on, though.
I know what you're talking about, and I can talk about that with them.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Sorry to be cryptic.
No,
we just
no,
wanna be careful here.
As long as it's not cryptic, what's it, cryptocurrency?
Oh, I'm not anywhere there near that.
Okay, we discussed the culvert. Buildings, library. Anything, John?
No, just the cultural center, I gotta get over and clean that off yet. And we got Doyle Security, we can get a bid from for the fire alarm system.
We did get a bid from,
No, we can get one from there from Johnson Controls. I don't know where else to go for fire. I was gonna talk to John Cummins at Quackenbush branches it off on that. I don't know if they do or if they don't, or where I would even look for something like that. Don?
What do you need?
We wanna get we wanna look into getting a different, alarm system in the library. And we get Doyle Security will give us a quote, Johnson Controls will give us, I'm sure they'll quote it. But they're gonna be eliminated, so we're gonna actually need another quote, because if we put the non-proprietary, is that how you say that?
Proprietary.
That would probably eliminate Johnson Controls from the picture.
Did you want non-proprietary?
Yeah,
Okay. I will see if I can have somebody to.
okay, thank you.
Okay, grants, nothing new in the fire ranks, nothing new in the fire community development block grant. Talking to Paul DiOrangelo today that, got Rick Ritter help. We got the 2 pictures that he wanted, so that's basically closed. We'll have the check within 2 weeks.
senior center HVAC.
For $86,000, whatever it was. So that's all closed out. The only other community development block grant is the sidewalk, which I think everybody got a copy on. I got back to them and asked them, well, you know what, I got back, but I've not heard back from the village, so. AJ said he was gonna do one.
Oh, what am I doing?
So I don't know anything about the sidewalk.
They haven't
We'll wait for the
responded.
village. Okay, other gas wells gonna happen sooner or later. Dog control truck?
Yeah, it's done. I've called out to Joe Capan, I haven't gotten back to him, I don't know where the truck is, if Dave DeYoung has it, or.
Sitting in front of his
Andy.
house.
Okay,
Yeah, it was.
I just wanna get, if the steels look like they're okay, I just wanna. Do we want Town of Newstead dog control on the truck, or just with the seal and dog control on the bottom? Before, I think it just had this, I can't remember, the green one's out there, I'll have to look. It's got
pretty
dog
big.
control across the back. I don't
Kinda
think,
big.
we don't need that. I think just something on the door to identify the truck.
Seems reasonable.
Something like highway. I think there's this. Just that highway.
Yeah, it's
on
about,
it. Yeah,
that high.
So you'd have dog control, or you?
I think Town of Newstead with the seal and then dog control.
And the Sign-Matic does that,
Yeah,
or did they, they put it on, do they?
Joe does.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, town hall signed. Handle. Bicentennial, I should have an eye in there. Anything done?
No, we're just progressing, I know that right now the most imminent thing is they're finishing up trying to get the historical book finished up. And getting it ready to go to the printer. And we're just still planning, things are going well.
If anybody is interested in putting an ad in it. See Dawn, who will tell you what those prices are. I forgot, full page is 400, half page is 2, and it goes, it's 100 for a quarter or whatever, but you would want to. Do that, see her. Surplus property, we're going, street light. Just, we can talk about that next week, I just didn't want to forget about it. I just think we should have it, and if you get a chance, go by the fire hall. I think there should be another light on the north side of the fire hall. If you go there, as you go into Leisurewood, there's a pole to the driveway across the street, there's a pole. I think on one of those poles, we should have a light because there is a light up on the old driveway of the fire hall. But all their activity now is on this side of the fire hall as far as the trucks going and coming, and I think there should be better lighting that we should be providing, not only the fire company, but a little bit of the traffic in and out. But either way, look at that, we'll talk about it at the next meeting. And whether, I can get a price, it's not gonna cost that much. And we don't have to put it up, National Grid will put it up, but I'll get a price on it.
It goes in as the LED lamp.
Yes, anything that ever
Now
happens.
it's the LED.
I haven't seen anybody put anything in, but, I mean,
Yeah. Steve, do you have anything? You're
Yeah,
you're
it's-
expanding the project?
No, I think it's pretty much highway stuff, but I don't know if Mike had passed it on, but they're. Yeah, some landowners had requested, to have the temporary culverts that were put in and the stone entry from the roads, from certain roads. Some of the landowners have requested to keep those in. DPS has suggested that we do that if it's okay with both NICEAG and with the town. Because it's NICEAG right away, so we have to ask them for permission. But we'd also would, first thing I did was send it to Mike, send Mike the list. It's one on Neal Road, one on Hunt's Corners. Hunt's Corner Road, and that one, besides just crossing over, there's about 200 feet of stone, and the landowner would like to keep that. But we're gonna check on that, but that's nice, I guess, to say okay to that.
They think it's check the county on those roads.
Those two are county roads,
Right,
and we don't really have a say with the
Okay.
culverts, the
Okay.
county.
all right, and then the other one, well, the other ones are, Clarence Center, both north and south, and then Havens, so Havens.
Havens is ours.
Right, so those are the places where
Mhm.
culverts, where it's been requested that they be kept. But we still have, like I said, we have to work with NICEAG to see where they'll approve it, but DPS have requested that we also inform the town.
Okay,
We will work with the county also, but some of them will be, part of the question was whether they're in the town right away or what.
Mhm.
So we need to, I'll work through Mike on that if that works with everybody and.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Gosh, I thought we were gonna get another power line. Okay, anybody have anything else? We should go in executive session, I would think. We might have to do the fire company, we might have some. Got some personnel things.
Would say motion that to go,
Yep.
what time is it?
7:12.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we should be done on
You want
time.
me to,
Talk fast.
I'll
you
take
need
her
to-
out,
Yeah, just-
but I told these guys last time, you guys forgot to put her back in and it didn't record the whole meeting. So you just gotta remember to bring her back in.
But Mike told you.
He can be on, but just stop recording.
Right.
Yeah, Don, what happened last week is it timed out,
You be careful with her, don't,
and then I.
don't drop her.
conference